If you're feeling burnt out, overworked, or mentally exhausted, this is for you. You're working long hours and stressed about a lack of time in your day. I've been there and fell into the hustle harder trap. You pour hours of effort into a certain project without seeing any real progress or forward momentum. The problem isn't your work ethic, it's that you haven't created a system to make deep work effortless. So after 3 years of obsessing over productivity, here's a deep work system that made me dangerously productive. So step one is clearing your physical and digital clutter. Physical and digital clutter is your biggest enemy when it comes to productivity and focus. When you have clutter all around you, it just creates cluttered thinking, and you can't really operate at a high level when your mind is cluttered and you're just not thinking clearly. So physical clutter would be things physically on your workspace. So this could be random paper, it could be cups, or just things that don't need to be there. And digital clutter is things like website tabs, email notifications, or just a ton of files just cluttering up your digital workspace. And so what you want to do is, at the end of each day, you want to make sure that you're clearing your physical and digital workspace to create a habit of doing that. So when you come in the next day, you're starting off with a clear workspace that you're working from. Okay, so step two is banishing your distractions. And there are really two types of distractions that are killing your focus. This is physical and digital. So digital would be things like your phone, notifications, emails coming in on certain tabs. And physical would be like interruptions, random noise, and as well as physical discomfort just from sitting in a bad chair. So what you want to do is, before you start each task, you just want to make sure that you rid your workspace of these distractions. So this could be putting your phone into a separate room. This could be letting people know in your household that you're in this focus mode. And this could be resetting your computer between tasks. And so what I mean by that is like clearing the digital workspace, clearing the tabs, and just making sure that you don't have that digital clutter open like I previously talked about. So step three is setting intentions before you start any task. And this secret habit will easily make you lock into work. And it was by far the biggest hack for me personally when it came to being more productive. Because your mind is like a wild animal. Without giving it attention or direction by physically telling it what to do, it's just going to kind of wander and start thinking about random stuff. Like, for example, thinking about what you're going to be doing this weekend or things like that, without setting that clear intention. And you physically want to say this. So for example, work, let's say 60 minutes on scripting a video. You would say, I'm going to spend the next 60 minutes scripting this video, and then you jump into it, and you've set that kind of premise in your mind and the intention to then obviously do that. Okay, so the last step, step four, setting a timer and focusing. So if you're always running out of time between tasks, here's why. You have no deadline or stakes to complete the task. A task will take as long as you give it. If you set a timer for 60 or 90 minutes to do a certain task, you're giving yourself that deadline and putting those stakes out there, saying, okay, I have this time to complete this task, I'm going to have to get this done. Whereas without having that deadline and no timer, there's no urgency to get that task done as soon as possible. So what you want to do is, you don't need a fancy timer or anything like this. You can simply just use Windows or Apple timer and just set the timer, then you simply just focus. Okay, so to recap this deep work system, you're going to want to do four things. And the first thing is clearing your physical and digital workspace. So this would be things like resetting your computer between tasks, as well as clearing your workspace at the end of each day to make sure that your physical workspace is clean. The second thing is banishing your distractions. So just making sure that you're ridding your workspace of anything that could distract you. The third thing is setting the right intention. So giving your mind the correct intention to work on the task or the thing that you want to do. And the fourth final thing is setting a timer and focusing. So this is creating urgency in the tasks that you want to do, so you're not wasting time and letting your mind wander about just random things. But if you enjoyed this video, then thank you for watching, and Subscribe for more about productivity and emotional well-being. Thank you for watching.